dip, blend, dip, and blend here. Pick up a little bit of floating medium and blend again. Really flat. And I'm going to do my shell. Remember our little guide here, that kind of helps us. Really let the brush sit down and scrub on the surface. And remember, you can do that little circle here to help you remember to leave a little opening. And here is the shoulder that we're going to overlap. Remember, the widest part of that shell stroke, that's the area that it gets overlapped here. And another. So if you do this correctly, we will have about 5 of them. If you put enough pressure and scrub, we will have enough room for 5 of them. Okay, so there's 4, and I'm going to add my last one, picking up paint with every petal. Here we go, and release pressure and kind of slide in there. If your petals aren't showing where it's overlapping, you need to make sure you pick up that white or whatever color, the light color that you're using, because that's going to help you separate each of those petals. Okay, I'm going to pick up more paint, and now I'm going to add my little bud right here. And remember, we want it kind of slightly slanted, up and over. And a good rule to remember, should be about the width of your brush, whatever size you're using. Okay, and that will help you, so it doesn't end up being too small or too little. And we're going to scoop right down here. Really dip and bring that back up. I'm going to re-scoop that because there's some little dried up paint in there. Hopefully that will wipe that off there. That looks better. Okay, now I'm going to add my side petals. Load the brush really well. I'm going to start right here where this stroke ended, right here. And I'm going to start scrubbing, moving the outer part of the brush, rotating that. And I will now do that to this side, way up high, and turn, 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 really rotate that brush. And I have room for 2 more right here. Remember, still overlap. Pick up more paint, and right here. So that's done with our second layer, and now I'm going to add one more stroke right on top of there to clean that up. Okay, if there's any kind of mess, we do that right at the end there. Now I'm going to show you how this can help you with those last 3 petals. Because it's an angle brush, when we do this last part, the long part of the brush will be at the top. So this is the toe, here is the heel. So it helps me remember if I think of this as a high heel shoe here. So there's the toe, there's the heel. We want the light color on the toe, so I'm going to pick up a little more of the light color and more of the darker flower color. Make sure you blend the same way. Pick up paint about 3 times and blend right here. Now watch how this makes it a lot easier. When we start doing this stroke right up here, we are going to hold this brush at an angle because we want the entire chisel laying right over here. And as we rotate, we're going to rotate, 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 and then when we do that little scoop where we want that nice fine line, we want to go back onto our tippy toe so that just this part of the brush will be dragging and it will give you a nice skinny line. Okay, so let me show you right here. We start way up here, entire chisel flat on the surface, so it is at a slight angle. I'm going to rotate the top, rotate, rotate, rotate. So right about here, I'm going to go on my tippy toe and scoop and cut off that bottom. You see how nice and fine line that this little brush gives you here? It makes it a lot more easier to do this part if you're really struggling. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. Lay the entire chisel flat on the edge there, rotate that outer part, rotate, rotate, rotate. Right about here, I'm going to go on my tippy toe and kind of scoop right underneath that last one. See that? Neat. Now I'm going to do one.